What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are having a terrific Thursday. It's been one hell of a week. One hell of a week for the 5-0. So, guys, it's my worst fear. Well, can't say worst fear because I kind of anticipated this to happen. And I never said anything about it. But when I first boosted the car back last May, they warned you not to get in the boost, right? Well, during that time when they was downlogging and I was getting stuff ready for the car sent back to Lung, I remember the transmission kind of doing some shit, some wonky shit. I just kind of shrugged it off, you know. I didn't really think nothing of it. Lo and behold, the transmission went ahead and decided to go clunk, 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 the MTA2 this past Monday. We all thought it was the throwout bearing or the input shaft bearing, but come to find out, not only was the input shaft bearing gone, fucked up, but some of the synchros inside the actual MTA2 was fucking shot, like gone. So I was hoping that the transmission would last at least one more year because I had plans to put the Tremec in next year, but since it decided to go bye-bye on Monday, I went on ahead, as you guys see right here, the Tremec is on the way. The T56 Magnum XL is on the way here, and it will be going on the car sometime next week, as well as I had to upgrade from the McLeod clutch because the T56 is a 26 spleen, not a 23 spleen. So I went ahead and got the Spec Organic Super Twin Disc clutch. I hope I pronounced all this right, but it's right here on the screen. That, as well as a new throwout bearing, will be going on the 5-0. Okay. Now, this kind of set back some plans that I had. I wanted to get my lowering springs put on, as well as pulleying down. But you know, when you pulley down, you got to retune the car, all that good stuff. So that might get delayed a little bit because now I got to break in a new transmission and a new clutch. And so that's priority. And the amount of money that I just had to fork over, I was conserving for the long tubes, the smaller pulley, with the tune, and some other stuff that I had planned. Which wouldn't have cost me no more than about 5 G's. I'm spending 6 G's just on a clutch and a transmission. That's not including the installation. So, yeah. I'm looking at about $8,000 worth of shit that probably would have cost about $4 grand worth of shit. So, yeah, some of that stuff that I had planned for this year is going to probably be put on the back burner until towards the end of the year because I got to save back up for that shit, or early next year. I usually save up for car parts to start off the year all year going into the next year, beginning of the car season. But to kick off this car season, new Tremec, new clutch, I can't complain, guys. And honestly, the Tremec can hold up to 700 foot-pounds of torque. And I think well over 1,000 worth of horsepower, which I'm not making nowhere near that. So it should put the power down very, very nicely. A lot of you guys been telling me in previous videos, you know, make sure you do your upper and lower control arms in the back, you know, in the front of the car to really get the power down a lot more nicely. You know, all types of good stuff to really have the car going smooth and to put the power down. I plan on doing a lot of big expensive stuff that I really want to do, like the long tube headers and get the springs installed. I might not do that till next year, but you know, getting a strut child brace, getting some upper and lower control arms, getting some sway bars under the car, and getting the tune and a new pulley. That's not that expensive. So that should still happen throughout the year, but the springs and the long tubes might not. Now, what I might do, I do have a resonator delete. What I might end up doing exhaust-wise, I might get a H-pipe or X-pipe to compensate where I have my resonator deleted at. It's just pretty much a straight, you can call it H back there. But I'd rather get a authentic H or X pipe put back there. And I'll make sure the brand that I get can match up to whenever I start the long tubes. You don't want to get a mid pipe, right? And then the pipe that you have don't fit the long tube and the mid pipe connection back or whatever. So that's something that I'm gonna look towards getting. Now with the Tremec, I didn't see no short throw shifter option. And honestly, guys, with the Tremec, a lot of people say just leave the throws as is because it's very smooth engagement. And so if that is indeed the case, I'm going to leave the throws as is. I don't want something too short of a throw that could throw off a shift anyway. So I'd rather just learn to trim it the way that it is. I mean, the Hellcats have them. Fucking the old GT 500, but they had the 6060, the TR, whatever it's called, the 6060, I think. So, which is where the trim it kind of came from. But I'd rather leave the throws as is. So, might not even go to short throw shifter. From what all the Mustang guys been telling me in my community, as well as guys that have Dodges, like, hey, you're going to love the throws as is. There's no need to fuck with the shifter at all. Leave it as is. And so I'm looking forward to it. The Mustang's getting a huge upgrade. So once I get the car out of the shop next week, if everything be in and get it on next week or the following week, I will be doing a break-in period in town driving, not highway driving. That's two different break-ins. The clutch, I know for a fact they want at least a good 100 to 200 miles of driving around town traffic. So they want you stop, go, you know, all that good stuff. Some highway, you know, driving, but mainly in town. Same with the transmission. In town break in. It's different than just riding at one speed on the highway. They want you stop, go, you know, go through the gears, all that good stuff. So once I get the break-in period done, and I know for a fact I got enough miles put on the transmission and the clutch, then I give you guys some wide open throttle hits in the car. And then after that, we'll go on a little bit of a hiatus with the Mustang until I get all the other parts in that I'm finna go ahead and still get, but they won't go on. The main thing being the pulley and the tune, right? So that's, well, the pulley and the tune is here. Let me rephrase that. But the exhaust, and there were some other aesthetic things like a strut tower brace I'm looking at, like I say, the upper and lower control arms, all that stuff I don't have yet, the sways. And I also want to do all my pulleys on the car. I want to change all the pulleys, you know, just because it's almost 50,000 miles in the car. It's 43 grand. So, you know, you want to start upgrading your pulleys and all that shit on the front of the car. Make the car look more aesthetically pleasing as well when you pop the hood and all that good stuff. So, still going to do some shit to the 5.0, just not major shit. So, with that being said, I want to give you guys an update. So, the MT82 went bye-bye. And before all you guys say, oh, that's what happens when you boost a 5.0. Look, there are guys that are running 1,000 horsepower with the MT82s, okay? It's just some MT82s are built better, and some are just crappy. I got one of the crap ones this time. When I had my 2019, I didn't have this problem. And then my 2019 wasn't boosted. It was tuned on E85. I didn't have this problem. This Mustang here, I believe once it was running E85 for a while before I supercharged it, right? That transmission, I think, was starting to give me problems. Then I just kind of ignored it. But I vaguely remember the transmission somewhat slipping. You guys remember the video that I did here a couple of weeks ago when I explained, you know, what was I talking about? Replying to Vegan Games telling me to go fuck myself. In that video, it felt like that my car was hesitating. I said, it seemed like that's the transmission. And then, you know, I went and got the oil changed and the transmission fluid changed. And so I didn't realize how bad the transmission was already damaged at that time. And anytime you do new fluid, that usually does it. And I didn't do a flush, just got the old fluid out, put new fluid in. But since that new fluid don't have parts for friction to have the car still go through gears, that new transmission fluid sped up that process. And I swear, guys, I barely got on it this past Monday. The road was a little slick. Still technically was breaking in the McLeod RXT 1000, even though I did over 10,000 miles of the fucking clutch, but that's mainly highway driving, not in town. So the tires went to spinning, and I feathered the gas. I waited for the RPM to drop it down to about 5,000, and I came in the second gear. We're 4 to 5,000. Came in the second gear, and once second gear hit, once everything kind of hit, that's when I heard the clunk. Sound like a fucking Uzi, man. I'm like, well, there it is. And I'm looking for smoke and all type of shit, but I'm like, didn't see it. Didn't see anything. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So I'm glad that it's gone. It just happened a year too soon for me. I was really hoping it could last one more year because I had been saving for a Tremec. And I want to do it next year when I know I have more than enough to do a lot more other shit. But it's like, hey, you got to go in, you got to go in. So now you guys are all caught up. I got to talk about some shit going on in the gaming world. in my next video and in the bodybuilding world. So I got those videos dropping out this one, so stay tuned, enjoy the channel, and I hope you guys are having a terrific Thursday. See you in next videos. Peace.